Kazunori Yamauchi, the producer of the Gran Turismo series, has a passion for everything four-wheeled and fast. This July, he took a few days out to immerse himself into a world of speed, heritage, and excitement.
はい、僕はですね、ロンドンの南西、グッドウッド。
Well, I'm now at Goodwood, an area south of London where the Goodwood Festival of Speed is held.
ここはですね、おそらく世界で最も素晴らしい。
This is a place where I think the best automotive event in the world takes
ここ
place.
へ来て僕は、このイベントで深くこう関わることで。
And by becoming deeply involved in this event, I hope to discover a large variety of cars and the people involved with these cars.
に出会っていこうというふうに思っています。
The Goodwood Festival of Speed unites the motorsport world, bringing together racing legends such as Sir Stirling Moss and current drivers and world champions. The cars are the stars too, with every manufacturer and racing machine not on display but in action as they take on the Goodwood Hill Run and Rally Stage.
I had the honour of meeting Lord March, the organiser of this event, and spoke to him about how he created this event and his thoughts behind the event. Well, I'm very overwhelmed to have been invited to such a special place.
We're very lucky. Goodwood, I think, is the Festival of Speed is entirely different to anything else. We have a different theme each year, and we pick all the cars to help us illustrate that theme. The theme for this year is true grit, epic feats of endurance. So it's all about cars and drivers and engineers who've shown great endurance. We have about 450 cars from around the world.
So what was the initial inspiration and feelings you had that motivated you to create this wonderful event?
My grandfather built a racetrack here in 1948, and I used to come here as a child, and I loved it. And he closed that in 1966. So when I came back to live at Goodwood in 1991, the first thing I wanted to do was to try and bring motor racing back. And it took a long time to persuade the locals that it was a good idea to open the racetrack, 7 years in fact. So in the meantime, before we got permission, we thought, what else could we do to reawaken the heritage of motorsport at Goodwood? And so we created the Festival of Speed. So in 1993, we held the first event here in the park. This is our 17th year.
Myself, whenever I'm here, I become immediately infatuated by the location. What do you think is the secret behind all its allure?
I think it has a very special atmosphere. I think we're very lucky that we have a very special energy, and people can get very close to the cars and the drivers. And I think that's difficult everywhere else. Here we welcome them up close. They can meet the drivers, and as we say, they can kick the tires of the cars. And I think that's the most important thing that makes Goodwood so different.
With so many famous drivers in the heart of the action, it's not unusual to bump into them. The F1 paddock is a hive of activity, with beautiful cars and star drivers.
So you're the #1 star at Goodwood this year?
#1. You're the
Oh, #1. Are you driving for Brawn GP today?
I'm just driving this one here. This is old Mercedes from 1934.
That's a very honourable opportunity.
I'm so lucky, yeah, exactly. But we drive a Mercedes-Benz engine, so I had the chance this season to drive it. This guy gets to design sort of a game called Gran Turismo, and it's the biggest computer game pretty much in the world, and he designs the games. Yeah.
And we've met at a party before, where I raced him in the Gran Turismo.
We raced each other, yeah.
So who won?
It was sort of a secret party.
Everywhere you look, something is always happening at Goodwood, even in the air. All the major car manufacturers display here, and in the supercar paddock, there's a collection of over 40 of the world's best production supercars. From the Bugatti Veyron to the latest Lotus Evora, it's all there and waiting to be driven very fast.
Goodwood is different from other motorsport events. The sheer number of cars gathered in one place, and not just cars but the drivers as well. It's a special place. Being allowed to drive here is a unique and fortunate opportunity for a car enthusiast. I'm going to drive now is an SL Black Edition with 670 horsepower, producing 1,000 Newton meters of torque. A true monster machine, very characteristic of AMG, and I love it. But I have to be careful about the condition of the rear tyres when I drive the car. Well, this car has an incredible amount of power. As soon as I started, I could tell that the rear end was breaking loose, so I drove it very carefully.
At Goodwood, you're never too far away from a racing legend. World champions such as Damon Hill and 3-time champion Sir Jackie Stewart in his Matra MS10. John Surtees was the only man to win both world championships on 2 wheels and 4, and still rides half a century on from that golden era of motorsport in the 1960s.
Over the weekend, I met many racing drivers. When I met Jensen, I thought to myself that men who have accomplished something, who are trying to accomplish something, are incredibly charismatic. And a real honour for me was, of course, meeting and talking with the living legend, Sir Stirling Moss. It was truly a momentous, wonderful moment in my life. I'm very happy to see you here again this year at Goodwood.
Well, I am too old to be able to play with the things he does. When I'm 60 years ago, okay, but he wasn't born.
I saw a picture of you in Lord March's house, of when you were much younger.
But I was here at the very first meeting they had here in 1948. But the atmosphere, can he feel the atmosphere is so fantastic here? You know, all these people coming for, you know. Yeah. All we do is drive up a little bit of bent hill. It's nothing, but the enthusiasm incredible.
What kept you passionate about cars in all your 80 years?
Chasing girls.
So that continues?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay.
The action is not confined to the hill run. There's an off-road course and a rally stage too. But All-American speedster Jesse James, husband of Hollywood actress Sandra Bullock, is the only one capable of taking on all 3 in his Baja 900 brake horsepower trophy truck. A truly spectacular display of driving. Nestled in the woods at the top of the hill is the rally stage, a 2.5-kilometre special stage designed by rally legend Hannu Mikkola. Legendary cars and drivers from across the generations flick and slide around the course, and this year the event is graced by the current World Rally champion, Sebastian Loeb.
You're driving all day today. You've got a lot of work to do.
I just started, so it's okay for the moment. But
Is this your first time at Goodwood?
yeah, so I don't know so well the track for the moment. I just passed 2 times, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, we go.
This was the first time I experienced Sebastian's driving, especially on a rally stage. And I've been in the passenger seat of many racing cars driven by professional racing drivers, but Sebastian stands out above all the rest. His driving is that incredible. Even for someone like myself, having some knowledge of driving, I had no idea what was going on in front of me at the speeds we were going, as we just rocketed through the forest. And I was fearing death at every moment. So if I'm asked whether I do it again, I'd like to, but then again, I might hesitate a bit.
As the public leave Goodwood for the day and peace descends for the night, the drivers are treated to a highlight of the English social calendar, the Goodwood Ball.
I was really very surprised. That show after the dinner is simply the best, most beautiful show I have ever seen in my life. I must really thank Lord March, who invited me to the party.
In Programme 2, Kazunori Yamauchi continues his exploration of the Goodwood Festival of Speed as he takes a selection of amazing supercars up the hill, including the latest offering from Lotus, the Evora. He meets the stars of F1 as Lewis Hamilton and the gang put on a show for the Goodwood crowd. Car-mad American celebrity Jay Leno tells us what his favourite car is. And Yamauchi-san gets the opportunity to drive the one-of-a-kind Jaguar XJ13, a truly unique and priceless racing machine.